Welcome back to the Bleav in A's podcast.
We believe in A's baseball.
This is your host, Tyler Texeira, here with Luke Mitchell and Devin Neal here at the Beam City Bar in the backyard talking everything A's baseball. This is your number one spot for everything athletics. Today we have a lot to go over. The A's lost Game 1 against the Blue Jays last night, but they did win the series against the Braves, so that was a big series win. Ended it with a walk-off. We'll get into all that. Also, we'll get into the upcoming games. Brent Rooker is going to the Home Run Derby. Love to see that. We'll get into our favorite Home Run Derby moments of all time. Should be fun to go back in history. Also, our favorite A's memories. Those two might tie in a little bit at the end. We'll see.
Who knows?
But yeah, so that's going to be what the show's going over today. Thanks to the Bleav Network for believing in us. Go subscribe on YouTube, Beam City Sports, and Apple, Spotify, podcasts, all that. Bleav in A's. But yeah, the A's record is 39-57. 17 games back of the AL West, 11.5 back of the wild card. Still a lot of room to go, but we said it last time. Still been a pretty successful year for all the young guys on this A's team.
100%. I mean, that 11.5 games back from wild card, definitely still in the sights. So hopefully they can, like we say a lot, can go on a streak. But it's 2-2 right now here in Sacramento against the Blue Jays, tie game. So hopefully we can get this series back to even 1-1 and get away with the series win like we did against Atlanta.
Hey, I told Luke about 4 years ago that year in 2021 when the Nationals won the World Series, they were about 10 games under 500 coming out of the All-Star break. So, I mean, there's always a possibility at a run, but like you said, it's been a successful season, and I hope that we don't get to July 31st and have a seller's mindset. I honestly, as crazy as it may sound, I kind of want them to buy for the future. Even if it doesn't end up working out for the rest of this season, if you can go out there and maybe get a guy who wouldn't otherwise sign to you for, obvious, reasons, a lot of them, you can go out and get a guy and have him under team control. I think that's a pretty good idea. So, I mean, like you said, successful year for the young guys, and I hope they don't get sold off here at the deadline.
Yeah.
And Jacob Wilson's playing tonight.
Jacob Wilson is back in the lineup. Love to see that.
Back in the lineup.
So he will be playing in the All-Star game. Love to see that. But yeah, Dev, I love that you brought up the Nationals run. They were 10 games under going into All-Star break, and they won the World Series. So anything can happen. But last night, Severino did pitch in Sacramento once again. Going forward, we better not pitch him at home anymore because just bad things happen. He looked lights out to start the game.
This one was finally a good game.
This one, he was locked in, and you could tell he wanted to get a dub in Sac, but things just didn't work out for him. That's just the game of baseball. Things are just going to not go your way every time. But I would love to see him only pitch on the road from here on out, or hopefully that's just his last start as an A. I'm a fan of him, but I'm ready to see us go in a different direction.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously having him only pitch on the road would be great, but then that just fills up a whole roster spot that takes away from our home games.
It seems like he's only pitching at home too. Like the way the rotation's working out, he's only pitching on around. Yeah, it's just lining up that way.
And unfortunately, we can't really with the type of player he is, the type of contract he's on, we can't just write him out of the rotation.
Yeah.
We can't just.
Yeah.
So when
ace.
he comes back to the top, it's like, all right, if he's ready, we got to play him.
Yeah.
We got to put him in.
Yeah. He seemed motivated last night, which I like to see. He went 4 2/3 innings with 7 hits, only 1 earned run allowed, but 5 runs did score while he was on the mound. 8 Ks, 2 walks. Everything was going good for him until that 5th inning. But for the Blue Jays, Max Scherzer, the legend, was on the mound. He pitched 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 8 Ks, 1 walk. Interesting stat. In Scherzer's career, he averages 12.5 as a strikeout rate versus the A's, which is the highest for any pitcher in history versus the A's.
So
those Tiger years coming back to bite us.
I mean, he's a freak, dude.
He's a freak.
And he's 47 years old, and he's still pretty good right now. He's not 47, but he's in his 40s, and he's still looking good. He's still going 6. I mean, when you got a guy that's older towards the end of his career and still giving you a lot of innings, I mean, that's just a plus. Yeah. Honestly, I do think the Severino game last night may have been a little, turning the corner point for him at home. I mean, he pitched really well. There was just some things on defense that didn't go his way. Like you said, that's, it's baseball. That's going to happen most of the time. Like, you're not always going to get everything you want to happen is not always going to happen. So, but I do think that, could be a turning point for him at home. Hopefully he figured some things out. And, hey, man, just spend the All-Star break throwing live ABs in Sacramento.
Yeah. Get comfortable on that mound. Yeah. Because we need it.
I was going to say, Scherzer is definitely showing shades of Randy Johnson right now in the later parts of his career.
Yeah. Still nasty.
Yeah, still nasty. Dealing it to all these young kids that are still entering the league. And screwing them up, honestly.
Yeah. Well, my question is, when I wrote this down, the 12.5 strikeout rate, does that mean average strikeouts per game?
I think so. Yeah.
That's what I thought, too. So Scherzer averages 12.5 strikeouts per game going against the A's, which is absolutely insane numbers.
Insane.
His career numbers, I think, are like 9.5 a game, which are still insane. Yeah. He's one of the best pitchers of all time, but against the A's, 12.5 is a really high number.
I mean, they got to him there at the end, which is what you like to see. I mean, the end of this game in entirety. I mean, the fight in the last inning. So, I mean, I like to see it. As much as it was a loss and it does hurt, I loved what I did see from the players in this game for sure.
Well, going back to the top of the fourth, Bo Bichette doubled, and then Luis Severino gave up a sac fly, so that was the only earned run on his score, 1-0 Blue Jays. Then Severino gets 2 outs in the fourth inning with runners on first and third. The runner on first ends up stealing second, is safe. The runner on third, which is George Springer, broke home. Max Muncy threw it home. It was a short hop, and Shea Langeliers couldn't hold on, and that made it 2-0 Blue Jays, and they marked it as an error, so that really opened the floodgates after that. Ton of singles after that. Blue Jays ended up making it a 7-0 game, all with 2 outs in the fifth inning.
Yeah.
But was that a bad throw by Muncy? I want to get your guys' take. You guys saw it right before the show.
Well, no matter what, the throw beat the runner.
The throw definitely beat the runner.
If Shea was able to make that pick, which is a tough pick,
it is.
The ball coming in that hot there, with a catcher's glove especially. But I don't know. I've seen Shea make a few drops recently in like the last week where, I mean, Shea's one of the best catchers in the league, top 10 catcher in the league, 100%. But those are the plays where you need to clutch up, especially when the ball is getting there that early.
Yeah.
Make the play before you make the catch before you make the play.
Say it all the time.
Make the catch before you make the play.
Say it all the time.
And then also 2 outs. Just the last out.
2 outs.
2 outs.
And Springer would have been out by a mile if they held down onto that ball. And then they get out of the inning, still down 1-0. Live update on the show, Brent Rooker, 2-run bomb. A's are up 4-2 in the fifth. So shout out to Brent Rooker. That's his 20th homer of the year.
Shout out.
But yeah, was that a bad throw by Muncy? You said something before the show that I wanted to
I don't think it was the worst throw in the world. Obviously, you would like to have it, not bounce. But as an outfielder, like the things, or as any player, as a cutoff man trying to throw somebody out at a base, they'll tell you long hop or no hop.
Yeah.
It was a little bit shorter of a hop. I do think it could have been a longer hop if that's what he meant to do. But, I mean, it was on the right side of the base. Took a good bounce. It just kind of got off the end of that glove there. I mean, catcher's mitts are just set up so weird. But, I mean, I do think it was a play that should have been made for sure. Either one of them, better throw, better pick. But I honestly don't think it was the worst throw. It was just, some lack of good execution in a big moment.
Honestly, you never see that play anymore.
It's a little league play.
It is a little league type of play. That's what it reminded me of,
like,
for sure.
If they make the throw to second, gun it home. And, like, you never see it work, really. Like,
and once he did come up and not even worry about the tag, he came up and threw right away. So, I mean, throw beat him. It was on the right side of the bag. You just wish it either could have been maybe a little bit longer of a hop or, on the fly.
That's just the issue of trying to manufacture an out in the MLB is like trying to work it, like, because they could have just let the runner go and tried to get the out at first. There were 2 outs. They could have just like gotten him there. Oh wait, no, that was the beginning. That was 1 out.
He stole second.
Stole second. Yeah,
but he was safe, and then Springer broke home on the throw.
Yeah.
So that. But Gallows Braden said it best on the broadcast. You just got to play catch in that situation.
Yeah.
If you play catch, you get out of that inning still down 1 run.
I mean, it just goes to show that, I mean, even these MLB guys, you make them make a play, then, some of the times you're going to end up, erring on the side of aggression, but it wasn't an error because they made the error.
Yeah, that was really
make the other team make the play.
Yeah, that was a little league type of play. You see that all the time where someone steals second, the runner on third's going home every time. In the MLB, you rarely see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that happened, RBI single, scored 2 runs, 4-0, then another RBI single, 5-0, then another RBI single, 7-0. One of those hit the bag at first base, so very unlucky plays for the A's. Severino was very upset, as you can tell, but the ERA didn't go up too much. He only allowed 1 earned run, so at least you can get that down a little bit from the 7 ERA he has at home.
Silver linings, right?
Silver linings. But
only
Severino
give up
was
1 earned, and they still end up scoring 7.
Yeah. Well, Nick Kurtz came out in the 6th inning and hit a 2-run absolute bomb to dead center. Made that 7-2. That was off Scherzer. Then in the same inning, Tyler Soderstrom hit a solo homer to left center. That made it 7-3. So both our lefties going dead center or left center, which you like to see out of your powerful left-hand hitters.
That's also back-to-back games for Sody with 2 homers.
Sody's hot.
Yeah. Definitely 2 terrible pitches for Max Scherzer, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the one to Nick Kurtz, I just told you before the show. I mean, he hit one in the Giants series, that first game of the series, and I was just like, I mean, we're throwing this guy fastballs right down the middle. I understand he's a rookie, but he's got a lot of pure raw talent and power.
Yeah.
So if you throw him a fastball right down the middle, he's going to do some damage. And then the Sody one was either a cutter or a slider that was just up on the other corner of the zone, and he does what you're supposed to do. That was a great swing.
That was. Love to see that out of Sody. Yeah. He's getting hot at the right time. Well, then we're going to the 9th inning. A's are still down 7-3. The A's are tied for the 4th most runs scored in the 9th inning this year. So that's flashing me back to those prime A's teams where we were known for walk-offs and comebacks. Getting on that track a little bit.
Hopefully it's a sign of, maybe later in the year, just like later in the games we're getting hot.
Yeah.
Later in the year we get hot.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice just to see the team just come together and get on that streak.
We
at
live
the right
for
time.
these big moments. That's what it seems like. In the 9th inning when the pressure's on, seems like our hitters are ready for the moment. And that just reminds me of all those magical A's teams that we've seen. Well, I watched this whole 9th inning, and going into it, I was thinking, if the A's come back and win this, we're making the playoffs. I'm a believer if we really come back and win this game. And they tried as hard as they could. Max Muncy, solo homer, made it 7-4. Then Zach Geloff worked a walk. Haven't been happy with his play so far at all. Also made an error at second yesterday that was costly.
Yeah.
Denzel Clark singled, and then a wild pitch scored. Another run. That made it 7-5 Blue Jays. Then there's 2 outs in the 9th inning. Brent Rooker, probably our best hitter, comes up with runners on. It was a long at-bat. He's fouling pitches off, taking tough pitches out of the zone. Count is 3-2, 2 outs. Hits an RBI single. That made it 7-6 Blue Jays. And now we have the winning run at the plate. Nick Kurtz, our best power hitter at the plate, and he's already hit 2 walk-offs.
That's who you want up.
Yeah, that's who you want up in this situation. Yeah. He was fouling pitches off as well. Full count once again. Chased the pitch in the dirt on 3-2. Struck out swinging to end it.
It was a nice curveball.
It was a great pitch.
That's a tough pitch not to lay off.
It was a pitcher's
especially
pitch.
In a full count right there. You got to swing at anything close.
He was battling.
If he made contact with that, the way he was swinging, that would have gone so far.
The pitches he were fouling off too, he was getting you could tell if he fully connected on those, they would have been gone.
Yeah.
He was ready for the moment, and I was just thinking if the A's win that game, they're making the playoffs. This is a magical year. This is a magical team, but just came up a little short.
I mean, circle it on the chart, because even though it was a strikeout, it was a great at bat.
It was a great
quality at bat.
Quality.
That's what you fight for that long. You foul off that many pitches. I mean, at some point you just get into swing mode. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you're trying to protect, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
So I think that is kind of what happened a little bit there. But I mean, playing games like this, it's only going to help everybody on this roster, either later into the season or if, like we said, it doesn't happen next year. And I think they're great games for these guys to be in. And I think most of the young guys are showing just insane clutch factor. I mean, these are how playoff games are going to be.
They are.
And they might not be as high scoring as this, but they're going to be this close, and it's going to come down to executing on defense and offense. And, they're just not really all the way there quite yet, but this is the right path for them to be on.
They're taking the right steps in the right direction. Well, they won the series against the Braves, who have been the surprisingly really bad team this year.
Yeah.
The last game of the series was a 5-4 A's win in extra innings, so they walked off that one, almost 2 walk-offs in a row. But yeah, that was in 11 innings. JPsears went 5, allowed 3, a pretty good night for him. JPsears retired the first 11 batters of the game. I thought he was going to throw a no-no. I thought a no-no was coming. And then Sean Murphy hit a double, and that got the Braves going.
So it's your fault?
Yeah, it was my fault.
That thought popped up, and you don't even have to say it out loud.
They were showing JP in the dugout, and he was not talking to a soul.
Sitting there.
He was sitting there, just locked in. You could tell he wanted that no-no, but he gave it up in the 6th inning. But yeah, so Soderstrom hit a 3-run bomb in this game, and when Soderstrom's hot, he's hot. He didn't hit a homer for over a month after leading the league in homers the first 2 months of the year. Then he went cold. Now it looks like he's getting back to the hot streak.
It's back-to-back, so I mean, expect him to be at 20 home runs by the end of the series right here.
I'm expecting some big games out of him.
Ridiculous to say that.
But yeah, then after JP gave up that first hit, things started falling apart. Sean Murphy, like I said. Then Jurickson Profar, of course. Former A's, killing us as always. 2-run homer in the 4th to tie it up, 3-3. Then Ozzie Albies took JT Ginn deep in the 7th, made it 4-3. And Spencer Strider was pretty lights out after giving up that 3-run homer to Soderstrom in the 1st. He didn't allow anything after that. But Nick Kurtz came up in the 8th inning and tied it. Oppo homer off a lefty in the 8th inning. So he can hit lefties, he can hit righties, and he can go oppo or he can pull the ball.
He can do anything,
He might be the best player in the MLB in 2 years.
Going oppo off a lefty as a lefty is it's very impressive, and it's a great approach to have.
Yeah.
And I really hope he keeps that for the rest of the season, and I think he will, because it hasn't changed since he's been up.
Yeah. He's taken that approach from Ohtani where he does the one tap, and then he's ready to hit, and I think it's paying off for him.
Big guys like that. Hey, if you're a kid growing up and you're a little bit bigger, you don't need that big stride. You don't need that big leg kick. Get that foot down, be on time, use those legs and those hips, and you know what? You're going to hit like these guys.
It's just like Mike Trout, too, that step that Mike Trout has.
Yeah.
He barely even steps forward. It's more of just like a up and down
Just
kind of thing.
A little low down.
Yeah.
For me, I always struggled. Dev knows this best. I always wanted the big leg kick. Watching Josh Donaldson, all those guys growing up, I always made myself have a big leg kick, and that was when I started falling off. Then, once I started hitting the ball good again, is when I went to that just toe tap. So it really does help.
I mean, it's super tough to get the timing because that foot has to be down.
Yeah.
Or
if
else you're going to be late.
Kick,
You're going to be late.
Yeah.
So you got to get that foot down, and like you said, once you switch, and I think those big guys, they know that. They know I got the power to do this without even, Shohei Ohtani just hit a home run today that went 400 feet into the cove.
Yeah.
He swung. I don't think he had any legs in that swing.
It was just all getting the barrel on it. That's all you got to do.
Well, most batters have their load up pretty much already cocked back.
Yeah.
Like it's really just that bottom half that they need to get the bottom momentum going, and then everything follows along with it. And I mean, we're seeing it more and more in MLB today.
Yeah.
So, especially with Nick Kurtz, one of the youngest guys in the league.
Yep. Raking
right now.
Yeah,
raking.
So shout out to the toe tap guys out there. Still want to see some more big leg kicks for the throwback. But Justin Sterner did a great job out of the pen. Got out of the top of the 10th inning with runner on second, obviously because it's extra innings. But Lawrence Butler, it was his 25th birthday on this game, and he got called out on strikes on a horrible call, way out of the zone on his birthday, man.
What are we doing? It's the guy's birthday.
It's his birthday.
Come on,
and they call a pitch that was a foot outside.
What are we doing?
Called it strike 3 on him in the extra innings with runners on.
Get the ABS system in here.
He was 0 for or he was like 1 for 4 on the night, and you could tell in his first couple at bats he was pushing for a hit because it's his birthday. He wanted to have a big game, and he wasn't getting it. And when he came up with runners on in the 10th, you could tell he was like, "This is my moment. This is my birthday moment." And then they call him out on a horrible call. That made me mad. But he did continue his 12 on-base game streak, so that was big.
Can't press in a game like baseball, man.
Yeah.
Like
if you want it so bad,
it's
you're
only
not gonna
go worse once you start trying harder.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a crazy game.
It's a game that messes with your mind, that's for sure. But also right after Lawrence Butler struck out, still runner on second, Brent Rooker hit a shot to shortstop, but then it got doubled up. They caught the ball at short, doubled the runner up at second, so that ended the inning. But then we go to the 11th, and Tyler Soderstrom stole the show again, carrying the offense, hit a walk-off RBI single in the 11th inning. Shout out to Sody Pop.
Shout out Sody Pop.
Sody Pop.
Also shout out the defense and the pitching and the extras to get out of there without a run.
You don't see that a lot.
I mean, super tough.
Super tough.
I hate the automatic runner.
I'm not a fan.
We've already talked about it. All you have to do is a little bunt and a sac fly.
Especially when you played good defense in the inning before and you held them.
Yep.
I mean, he got the single. He didn't need to do the bunt.
Yeah.
But if you're the home team and you're tied, still going into extras, lay that bunt down. All you need is a sac fly. But I mean, like you said, he's been feeling it. He's been hot, and when he's hot, he's hot. So I mean, he probably knew that. He's like, I'm getting up here and I'm hitting the base hit right away. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Brent Rooker is going to the home run derby. We will go over the participants, starting with our boy Brent. He is now at 20 homers after the homer he hit tonight.
Yes, sir.
Longest of the year is 440 feet. May 22nd against the Angels, and also hit a 110 mile per hour homer on June 24th against the Tigers. Rooker made the All-Star team this year after being snubbed last year. You could argue that he could have been in the home run derby each of the past 2 years, but he wasn't in it. He's on pace for his third straight 30 home run year, and he's excited. Says it seems like a really fun time, and now he will be the first ace player in the derby since Matt Olson in 2021.
I remember that. I totally forgot.
Shout out Matty Olson.
Yep.
He is the third player in club history. Rooker, if he wins it, he could be the third player in A's history to win. Shouting out Mark McGuire in 1992, Cespedes 14 and 15, and Ken Griffey 1988 and 99. Oh, those are the only players to win in consecutive years.
Oh, yeah. Cespedes.
Okay. So, Cespedes and Ken Griffey are, yeah. Damn, Cespedes in some good territory.
I remember that 2000.
Cespedes did it in the A's, and then he was on.
We'll get into that.
He was on the.
Oh, that's it right there, actually, right behind us.
That's right behind us.
Shout out, yo, Ennis.
There we go.
But yeah, let's fly through these other participants.
To the outs.
I know, go back to the outs. It was so much better. Well, Cal Raleigh, before yesterday, I'm pretty sure he hit 2 homers yesterday.
Yeah, one was a grand slam.
Yeah, so I think he's at 38 home runs right now, or 39 before the All-Star break.
I think
39.
39.
What's the
so he's at
record
3
before the All-Star break?
I think he's like 40. I think he's one behind.
Yeah,
I saw that today.
That's crazy. One game left too.
Yeah, I put this in our little, show document before, like 2 days, like last night, and it was 36 homers, and now he's at 39.
Dude.
So he's hit 3 homers in the past 2 days. That's insane. James Wood from the Nationals at 24.
Great player.
Luke's boy Byron Buxton with 20.
Byron's in it.
Byron's in it. O'Neal Cruz in it with 16 homers.
Cal only needs to hit 1
to tie the record.
To tie.
Well, Barry Bonds is 39 in 2001.
Oh,
All-Star break.
So
Cal Raleigh. He's at 38 right now.
Okay, 38 homers.
Yeah,
38 homers.
If he hits 2 in one game, he's got the record.
He's got the record
before an All-Star break.
That'd be insane. Camillero from the Rays has 23 homers. Jazz Chisholm in it with 17 from the Yanks, and Matt Olson in it once again from the Braves with 17 home runs.
I mean, why do we got Jazz Chisholm in here, bro?
I'm mad about O'Neal Cruz.
He's using a torpedo bat, bro. You're not allowed to. You're
gonna
not
be
using that
different.
in the Derby, bro.
It's gonna be different not hitting in Yankee Stadium for him.
I'm pretty sure there's only 2 top home run hitters in the league, or in the home run derby right now.
Yeah, a lot of guys didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset about O'Neal Cruz, though. He's just had a horrible year being lazy in the outfield, not running out ground balls, and then he gets rewarded for 16 homers going in the home run derby. A little disappointed in that.
It's, kind of like Castellanos said the other day, kind of like the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, don't bring that up.
I saw, too, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This home run derby is starting to look a little bit more of like a show kind of thing.
Jacob
And then the All-Star game doesn't really have any more meaning right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm sad about because
I miss when it was home field advantage.
That was amazing.
That was prime.
Can I bring up how much I hate that real quick?
Yeah.
Jacob Misrowski has only thrown about 25 innings in 5 games. And I mean, he's been good. And he's going to be good. He's going to be good.
These 2 dudes
You've
on the Phillies.
thrown 25 innings and we're putting him in the All-Star game. I mean, there's guys on the Dodgers that could have replaced him. Tyler Rogers has been one of the best relievers in the bigs this year.
Shout out.
Just lowered his ERA again today. I mean, he didn't make it. There's tons of other guys in the National League that could have been there, and they're not. So, I mean, that one kind of ticks me off a little bit. But I'm excited for the kid, and I do think he's going to be really good.
I'm a fan.
He throws 100, and he's got nasty stuff.
I like him a lot.
He's going to be
I'm not too mad at that.
I like him, but there were definitely 5 other deserving names rather than
that's
him.
True.
Yeah. It just like, if we're going to count like number of games and number of pitches towards like awards and stuff, we got to count that towards All-Star, I feel like, too, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it irks me a little bit, but I do not want to hate on him, and I do think he has been lights out, like you said. It's just, 5 games, man. He's done it for 5 games.
5 games is crazy. And he's an all-star. That is pretty insane when you put it like that. All right, well, let's go into the best home run derby moments, the title of the show. I brought 2 old ones up, and then we'll get into some A's stuff. But Josh Hamilton, 2008, legend. The final season of Old Yankee Stadium. Hamilton was in the midst of a breakout season in his first year with the Texas Rangers. He told reporters he wanted to launch one out of the ballpark, and he said, that little opening in right field, right where you can see the subway? Watch out. And he did exactly that. He had 28 home runs, including 13 swings at one point.
The most insane thing I've ever seen
13 swings and 13 homers is absolutely insane. 7 went at least 500 feet,
dude,
including a 518-foot blast off the back wall of the bleachers. One of the best home run derby performances of all time. But he did lose in the finals to Justin Morneau.
Dang.
In the final round, he lost that home run derby. But still, shout out Josh Hamilton. One of the best rounds we've ever seen.
Dude, that 2008 to 2011, 12-year, that 5-year run he had was just, it was incredible.
Yeah, he was him. And then he dropped the ball against the A's in center field, and everything switched after that.
I mean, one little thing like that can ruin your career.
He was trying to be way too cool on that. I was in the right field bleachers watching that. He was running in, jogging all cool with the shades on, and it just hits off his glove. And dude, yeah, that was like one of my favorite moments of all time for sure. But Vlad Guerrero Jr. in 2019, his dad won it in 2007, so he was picked to join the home run derby only with 8 home runs. Vlad Guerrero Jr. And then he ended up winning it. First round, he cracked 29 home runs to break Hamilton's single round record. He ended up beating Jock Peterson after a 29-29 tie after regulation. So shout out to Vlad Guerrero. He had 40 home runs to Peterson's 39. So a crazy home run derby in 2019.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That one was pretty memorable.
Shout out
to me,
Vlad.
honestly.
Shout out Vlad.
Shout out.
But yeah, moving on to our favorite A's memory. I think we know where we're going with this one. The guy right behind us.
Right, he was behind us.
He was behind us. Yoenis Cespedes won the MLB Home Run Derby in 2013 and 2014, making him one of only 3 players to win it in consecutive years. In 2013, he defeated Bryce Harper in the final round at Citi Field in New York. Following year, he won in Target Field in Minnesota, defeating Todd Frazier. So shout out to Yo.
Shout out Yoenis.
And the A's finally have someone else to root for in the home run derby.
I know,
this year, Brent Rooker.
I mean, I'm feeling it for Brent, honestly.
Yeah, I could see him winning it.
I remember when Chappie was in the home run derby, he had like a 2-day notice or something like that.
Chapman was bad.
His dad, first of all, had probably the worst outing as a home run derby.
I think I was with you watching that.
We were watching that, and we were like, "What?"
Yeah, we were not happy. His dad was not throwing him good pitches. His dad was
horrible.
Yeah.
I think the one versus Cespedes too, Bryce Harper's dad hit him.
That's what it was.
One of the pitches.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I was going to bring up one of my favorite home run derby memories.
Okay.
Not really an A's
yeah,
memory.
yeah.
And it goes to Bryce Harper, honestly, when he was on the Nationals and he won it at National Park, which was like, that was pretty beautiful. Shout out my boy Thomas, who a while ago had some strong words for Bryce Harper. But I mean, he's bought into his respect just because Bryce has evolved into that type of player.
One of the GOATs.
But shout out. That was definitely one of my most memorable.
Winning it in your home,
winning in your hometown
is wild.
Yeah, and then a year later, he left and they won the World Series.
That is crazy. Shout out to Bryce Harper, man. But going off Bryce Harper, 2013.
Yeah.
Cespedes
2013
beat him with 32 home runs, defeating Bryce Harper in the final round.
Yep.
Cespedes had 17 homers in the first round, which tied David Ortiz for the 3rd most in a single round all time. 2013 Cespedes was a different type of monster.
Type. I think we got the same favorite A's memory for tonight, though.
Let's just go off that.
Yeah.
But 2014, Cespedes again had a total of 30 homers. He defended his title, hitting 9 in the final round against Todd Frazier, who hit just
Frazier,
one.
bro.
Todd Frazier hit just 1. Cespedes hit 9.
He hit 1?
He hit 1 in the final round. Shout out to Yoenis Cespedes.
That's pretty nuts.
One of my favorite players of all time.
That's actually crazy because I think a year after that, Todd Frazier won it.
Really?
Or the year before that?
Yeah, I think there was the reason he was in it, for sure.
Todd Frazier, yeah, because he was trying to go back-to-back.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. He's trying to go back-to-back, but Cespedes...
He was older at that time, too. That was the end of his career.
Yeah, that was during the end of his career. Yesterday, or Thursday when I was working, shout out to my boy Randy at work. He is a huge A's fan, and he brought up, that was when Brent Rooker got announced that he's going to be in the home run derby, and he comes up to me and he tells me, he's like, "Hey, Rooker's in the home run derby." And I was like, "Yeah, I saw that. I'm hyped. And he's like, finally someone to root for in the home run derby. First one, he didn't bring up Olsen or Chapman, but he said Cespedes. And then I was like, "Man, I love Cespedes, all that." And he said the A's went downhill after they traded Cespedes. Mm-hmm. And me and Devin were with each other when that trade happened. Woke up in Santa Cruz on a vacation during the summer.
There was a roller coaster, I would say.
No, but we traded Cespedes for John Lester. And that was one of the worst trades as an A's fan I've experienced.
I will say, that was
Cespedes was like 23 years old in his prime, only getting better. Trade for a 38-year-old John Lester. Dude.
That probably was the start of, Fisher's mindset of just, we need to move out of here. Didn't want to pay him at all. And then got rid of Donaldson shortly after that. Yep.
That was honestly almost one of
Sonny Gray.
I might have done that for a favorite A's moment.
The trade, dude. Waking up that morning,
Rod came up in the Airbnb upstairs. Nobody's awake.
No one's awake.
A's trading Cespedes. Wakes us
So
all up.
pissed.
Tyler's hella mad.
Dude, that
Ron's
ruined the whole
mad.
trip for me,
Oh,
actually.
dude, that was crazy.
I remember walking on the beach the rest of the day just like, dude, Cespedes is on the
bro.
Red Sox. Like, what am I going to do? I had a Cespedes jersey. It was tough times.
Damn,
Tough times, man.
That's rough.
Yeah, the A's always end up trading our guys. But yeah, this has been Bleav in A's.
Bleav.
Go subscribe on YouTube, Beam City Sports.
Yes, sir.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Bleav in A's. We'll be back on
that.
Wednesday for another show.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Peace.